Steel case 380 ammo. I got two different types here. 380 ammunition is still kind of expensive, hard to find at times. And they started, because the demand is so high, they started making a steel case version. Now I have two here that I'm going to test. I have Tula and I have Silver Bear, which I believe is just two different factories. This is in Tula, which I think is in Vladivostok, or whatever, one part of Russia, and this is out of Barnell, the Silver Bear. So it's just the two different factories, and they package them different and use a different brand name. So I've read the reviews on this ammo, and there were a lot of bad reviews, a lot of light strikes, a lot of failure to fire, failure to eject, a lot of problems with it. Now the Silver Bear, which is a little bit more expensive, and it comes out to about $14 a box. I don't know if you buy a case, it may be less, but I paid like $14 or something. I just got a box each. And the idea was to see if it works before I buy a case. Then eventually I'll probably buy a case. And like I said, Tula got a lot of real bad reviews, and it is the least expensive. So people were probably buying it more. And what you got is like all the Tula stuff. You got a steel case bullet, steel cartridge case, Bared and primed, standard military, Russian military load. I've used a lot of the 9mm Makarov, either Wolf or I think Brown Bear, which I don't know what the difference between Brown Bear and Silver Bear is. I think it's made in the same factory, but they label it differently. And then the next up is the Silver Bear, which is a little bit more expensive, and by a few dollars or less than $1, I think, a box. And this is a little bit different. This is a zinc plated case. So it's a steel case that's been zinced over, so it looks a little different. Standard, Russian style, bared and primed. But this has a copper jacketed bullet. Now, like I said, in the reviews on the website, the one ammo, the Tula ammo, is a tad bit less expensive than this ammo. And you had a lot of bad reviews, a lot of people had trouble, the guns wouldn't function and fire with it. And same with the Silver Bear, there were a few bad reviews, but there was one or two guys in there that has like a Ruger LCP. They fired over 1,000 rounds of this stuff through it. Okay, and he bought like 2-3 cases, so he's buying upwards of like 3,000 rounds. So again, we're going to test it. How we're going to test it, or what I intend to do, is I have two 380s. I have the Taurus TCP, which will shoot, and I think I've never used the steel case in 380, so this will be new. But we're going to fire like a clip through this, or half a box through this. And then we also have our Kimber Micro, which is a bit more expensive pistol. It's a little bit in a different class. It's all solid metal, no polymer frame. A little more precision. So we're going to see if this can digest it. Okay? And I got into a discussion today with a guy on steel cased ammo, and something about somebody said if you shoot a lot of it, it'll harm the throat of the barrel and this and that. I really don't believe it. I just want to see if I can get 25 rounds out of each gun of the two different types of ammo without it failing in that. So the next part of this video, we're going to do our range test and see which one we like better. It's just a matter of a slight price difference, but I'd like to see the ammunition that was a tad bit more expensive had less bad reviews than the one that was least expensive. I'll see if there's something to it. Maybe there is, I don't know. But I got two guns. We'll try, 50 rounds at 25 of each type in each gun. and see if we can get through with no failures or nothing. And that'll be in the next part of the video here. Okay, we're out here, we're going to test our 380 ammo with steel case. We got the TCP from Taurus, and the first one up is the Tula steel case ammo. %, function, kind of stiff. I mean, a hot load feels like. Now we got the Silver Bear. %, function. Now it's 7 yards. Let's go see what we did on the target. This is the Tula ammo at 7 yards, which isn't terrible. You know, I mean, and this is the Silver Bear. So, out of that pocket handgun for pocket gun, it's more than adequate. The loads do seem a tad bit on the hot side. Now we'll try them in the other pistol. Now we have the Kimber Micro, and we're going to try the Tula ammo first. Okay, no light strikes, no misfires. Now the Silver Bear. Alright, accuracy wise we were kind of stringing. Of course, I don't know if that's just me, we just started shooting. And the Silver Bear looked a tad bit more accurate. But both cartridges function fine with no failures, just like the reviews, no light strikes in my guns. And maybe I'll run the rest of the box through just to see. Okay. Okay, you're empty. So it looks like that Silver Bear is the ammo to get, huh?
Yep. Well, that was good.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Try the other brand on this last target and we'll see.
I hate this.
You don't like it?
Kicks like a mule.
Alright, so that's
Ow.
That's got more punch. I kind of noticed that.
Ow.
Alright, then don't shoot anymore. We'll go with the
Ow.
Silver Bear then.
Let
Silver
me finish.
Silver Bear's the winner.
Well, let me, yeah. Ow. Bang. Huh?
Easy.
It's stuck.
What'd you get? Alright, clear the gun. Nope.
That's it?
No, there's one come out. See what happened there. Alright, hold on. Alright, what happened was the gun would not function with a round in the chamber. It must have been a failure to go to battery. And Mrs. Koba says she does not like the Tula ammo in her pistol. Yeah. The round don't want a chamber. Alright, turn the camera on. Okay, I'm going to do my wrap up on the steel case 380 ammo. We tested a box of Tula and Silver Bear. 380 ammo is expensive. I mean, this stuff is like, if you buy a case of it, it's going to still come out to about $14 a box. The only good thing about both of them, if you're not into reloading and that, steel cases, whatever, and it is full metal jacketed bullets, which is a standard. I don't know if they make this in a hollow point or not. If they do, it would be more expensive. I ran the ammunition through two guns, as you've seen. And what I've noticed is the Tula is hot. It's hotter. And the only failure, well, the failure we had was with my wife's Kimber micro. We had a failure to go to battery. And she noticed a real big difference in the recoil. Okay, with me I couldn't, but she noticed it. The recoil on this ammo is hotter. Okay, and that was the only one we had problems. I shot them in my Taurus PT 738, and the Tula ammo really, it stressed the gun out. And in the end, I didn't have it on film, but I had a failure, but it could be the aftermarket magazine or whatever, but it was beating the gun up. So, the Silver Bear is the way to go. If you want to try the steel case, I'd try this Silver Bear first, see how it works in your gun. We had no malfunctions. It functioned fairly well. It was pleasant to shoot. The recoil wasn't bad. The Tula ammo would probably be good if you had like a steel frame larger gun. Now this here is an all metal frame gun. You can notice it was hot. But the Russians did make versions of the Makarov pistol in 380 for the American market. This ammo would probably be better in a gun of a larger size with an all steel frame that needs a little bit hotter round. So if you have a pistol like that, you'd want to go with this ammo or try a box of this first. But I kind of recommend if you want to experiment with your little pocket guns, your Tauruses or your Rugers, go with the Silver Bear and pay $1 or so extra for a box. I found that was the way it went. You know, this one was better all the way around. No stoppages, no nothing. And like I said, the other one seems, you can feel it. It runs hot. And it was putting a beating on this little Taurus pistol. That's my conclusion. Thanks for watching.